Welcome to the video blog. I'm Doug Simon of DS Simon. I'm with Lori Russo, who is one of the panelists for the last session and did a great job, very interestingly, speaking about LinkedIn. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It was great.
Great. Now, you're managing director at Mid-Atlantic for Stanton Communications. Now, tell us, LinkedIn, what is the role it should play for organizations, for brands? What are some of the key things that should be on their to-do list?
Well, I think one of the interesting things is brands are always trying to force their way into other social platforms, like Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or some of the things that we heard about today. But there is this platform that was built for business, and it's underutilized, and in a lot of ways it's misunderstood. I think organizations and individuals view LinkedIn as an online Rolodex or an online resume, when it's really a more powerful tool for connecting with a network, for establishing thought leadership, for growing your business. And, there are just a few things that people and organizations can do to take that first step to really maximize the platform for them.
And tell us, what are some of those key first steps? If business does three things, should they start doing immediately after watching this video?
The very first thing they need to do is determine who currently manages their company page. Because the two most common things that I see are either it's being managed by HR, because LinkedIn is a great recruiting tool and a great way to, post jobs and find prospects. And it doesn't belong in HR, it belongs with communication. The second thing I find is that they don't have any idea, and then when they do find out, the person that's managing their company page is no longer with the company. So number one, really find out who owns the company page management and take it into PR. That's absolutely number one. Number two is take advantage of all of the new tools that LinkedIn has given companies. They just launched earlier this year showcase pages, and it's a really wonderful way to show visually and with examples of work, multimedia, as well as tell their brand story. And then the third thing I think is really to use it as a platform to kind of send traffic to other places, like your company website or your company blog. It's a great way to drive traffic to and to get traffic from your corporate website. So having that little follow us on LinkedIn button on your corporate website is really important as well.
Great. Now, is there any value in, say, for key employees? Should their LinkedIn profiles be part of the company branded page, depending on the size of the business?
Well, the thing that LinkedIn does is it shows visitors who is linked to a particular company based on their connection. So if you were to come to my Stanton Communications company page, I would be one of the first people that you saw because we're connected on LinkedIn. It also shows, second and third degree connections as well. I think the most important thing that employees need to do to represent their brand well is to what LinkedIn calls all-star your profile, make it complete, use a lot of relevant keywords, add in multimedia files, add in, there's an integration with SlideShare that you can really establish that thought leadership. So I think it's completing your profile and making sure that it's linked to your company, and then urging your colleagues to do the same thing. And it's really, really important for the C-suite to do it.
Is it also important that companies exert some level of control or guidance for their employees in how to talk about the company within their own resumes, within their own materials? And is that legit? Is that fair to do?
Well, I think it's important to decide as an organization what LinkedIn means for you and how you want to use it, and go in with a strategy and then communicate that strategy to employees and urge them to connect with the company, complete their profiles, expand their networks, and then help the company push out that thought leadership, that knowledge. And LinkedIn is just rolling out long form content. So employees can actually blog within the LinkedIn platform, and that's another really great way to showcase a point of view on something or a level of knowledge on something that could be relevant to a new client or a new business partner.
Great. And I guess the other advantage, it doesn't disappear 10 seconds after you open it.
It does not. No, it is not ephemeral at all. It's there for the long haul. The one thing though about LinkedIn is the updates, the not long form updates, but the updates as they are now for most people, they do disappear. They're not linked to your actual page any longer. So people have to see those when they're looking at the news feed. So a lot of times things can get lost, but I think LinkedIn is doing things to correct that.
Cool. Thanks so much for being with us and sharing your knowledge.
Thank you.